Hello everybody, Dylan Cliché here. Welcome to another episode of Dylan's Disney Movie Reviews. Once again, how about we skip the prologue and get right to the review? Released to ABC on November 8th, 1998, the movie is... A Night in Camelot. The film opens in somebody's lab, and it happens to be the lab of Dr. Vivian Morgan, played by Whoopi Goldberg, who is woken up by her computer.
I know you are there, Dr. Morgan. I have not been running these calculations all night for nothing. Dr. Morgan, may I have your attention here, please? Solution verified. Solution verified. Solution verified.
Yes, I know I got it. Woo-hoo! Come on, Nobel Prize. I'm getting a Nobel Prize.
She then goes to get Bob, played by John Guerrasio, and takes him into her lab to show him something.
What are you doing? I'm doubling the voltage. It's the only way.
Are you nuts? We haven't got simulation approval yet.
Listen, my last grant extension is up at 5 o'clock today.
They'll hang us out to dry if we don't show them a working simulation first.
Well, let's not and say we did.
I'm not faking any results. I've got a career too, you know.
I know you got a career, but I have spent my entire career trying to prove the existence of this gravitational particle, which I think I did last night. Look. Under these extreme energy conditions, the gravity wave will act like a graviton particle. So if I don't do the big kablooey now, it's never gonna happen.
She then sends Bob outside to start a ruckus while she starts the machine up.
Okay, one shot. Nobel or booby prize?
System has now been activated.
However, she's sent back to the medieval times along with some of her stuff from her desk, and a knight named Sir Sagramore, played by the late Robert Addy, approaches her.
You wear a strange garment. I presume you are noble born.
You're kidding, right?
Concede you are defeated and you need fear no harm.
What?
Whatever manner of creature you are, I fear you not.
You're real. You're real.
Concede yourself.
Forget you, man. Do you know what I'm saying to you? I just read scientific history. You crazy?
These strangely shaped objects around you, do they afford you some magical protection?
What are you talking about?
Oh, this? No. This is stuff from my desk. My computer, my boombox.
Boom box?
Yeah, boombox. It's a musical thing. Look, this is very, very magical. Who are you?
Gather them up and walk before me.
Sagramore takes Vivian to the castle where she's tied up and meets a fellow named Clarence, played by Simon Fenton.
Look, what are you doing? It ain't me. What's your job? You got a job? What do you do?
I'm a page of this court.
Oh, are you a page boy, huh? So funny. Oh, I'm sorry. Please. Do you happen to know what year it is?
It is the year of our Lord, 589.
You're kidding. Great. I don't know anything about this year. I don't know nothing about these people, but I'm gonna make a killer CD-ROM. Clarence, you're rubbing my face. What is it you want? It doesn't come off. I'm this color all over. Except for my hands. Oh, the blondes are back. Hey, look, I need to talk to you. Hey, you know, if you turn me around, I can see where we were going. I guess you don't care. Okay, up the stairs with the fat black lady. What are you doing, guys?
Majesty
Come
awaits.
on. Oh, Queen.
Vivian's then taken to King Arthur, played by Michael York.
You're King Arthur. Sword in the stone Excalibur? Will you stop that? What's with you people in the poking? What is
Oh,
with the hair?
Arthur, may I have it?
Of course, my dear. I can deny you nothing.
You see, Lancelot? Sir Sagramore always returns from his adventures with interesting amusements for his king. Why can't you be more like him? All you ever bring back are the heads of our enemies.
I beg pardon, my queen. But when I venture forth, it is to vanquish the enemies of great Arthur, and not to seek idle glory with adventuring.
Lancelot and Guinevere? You know, I know all about you guys. You should
George!
probably be a little more discreet.
What is it saying?
Oh, sorry. Hey! Oh! Okay.
Vivian's then chained up, and Merlin, played by the late Ian Richardson, appears.
This so-called ogre is nothing of the kind. She is a wizard, a cruel and dangerous wizard.
That's gotta be Merlin, right? Where's the pointy hat?
What carry you in your purse?
Why do you want to know?
Well, whatever it should be, there's no reason it should burn.
What do you mean, burn? Where are you going? What?
You must say, I am Arthur, lord of all this realm, and here I mean to slay the demon in my midst.
Oh, no, excuse me. Court? Hello? Look, I am a citizen of the United States of America. I live in West Cornwall, Connecticut, and I'm demanding that you release me. Okay? Just let me go. Let my personage go.
She's then taken to the dungeon. Clarence shows up and tells her that she will be burnt at the stake because they think she's an ogre.
You mean me? Are you talking about them burning me at the stake alive? Look, I need some help.
Nothing can help you now, poor ogre.
I told you I'm not an ogre.
He then tells her that he was able to trade her stuff with some monks for money, except for her laptop, and she asks him for it back.
My life depends on this. Please.
She then does some research and finds out that the planets and the sun have lined up, creating a gravitational particle, and that's how she was sent back in time.
Can you believe it? It's so cool. Look, what time is it? Oh, you don't know. You have no idea what time it is. Where's the sun? Oh, there it is. Now I'm gonna ask you a little question. And if you have to answer, just raise your hand. When do they usually burn ogres here? At noon.
At a few minutes before noon, Vivian is taken to the stake to be burnt. However, she tells everybody that she's a magician and will blot out the sun, take all the light, and then they'll all perish. Suddenly an eclipse happens.
Begone, shadows of darkness! I command thee!
Back off, Merlin. I'm working this courtyard.
King Arthur then approaches Vivian, sets her free, and offers her half of his kingdom to spare the sun. She tells him that she just wants some respect.
I want you people to stop threatening me with flaying and chaining. I want to talk to the Knights of the Round Table, and I want to get to know your people, and I want him gone.
Granted. Prithee, now sweep away this creeping darkness, and I will raise thee to the honored state of knighthood.
Oh, okay.
So Vivian orders the sun to come back. It happens, and once the moon passes, she's knighted by King Arthur as Sir Boss and taken to her chamber by 3 mistresses.
Your magic box, Sir Boss. Sir Boss, this is your chamber.
Oh.
Sir Boss, we may serve you. Sir Boss, whatever you desire.
Oh. So who are you?
I am
mistress of the wardrobe.
Oh.
And she is mistress of the chamber pot.
At your service, Sir Boss.
And now we leave you, Sir Boss.
All right. Bye-bye now.
All we know, you have great mysteries to contemplate.
She then tries to figure out how to get back to the present. She tries calling on her cell phone, but the line's busy. She then listens to her boombox. The next morning, Clarence enters Vivian's room and she tells him that she wants him to show her around so she can tell who's good, who's bad, and to make sure she doesn't become a pair of boots for Queen Guinevere.
Are you up for the job?
Oh, I never dared be worthy enough to serve you, great knight.
You know, Clarence, you tend to run off at the mouth. You already got the job. But I need one more favor from you.
Name it.
I need you to bathe.
Why?
Trust me.
So Clarence bathes and then shows Vivian around.
Hey, now look. These people are eating vegetables. May I please? Thank you. How come we don't have any?
Surely you would not have the gentlefolk eat pig food as do the peasants and their animals. Surely you jest, Sir Boss.
Clarence, who are these people? Are they criminals?
No, not criminals, slaves, bound for the auction market.
The slaves? Are there many of them?
Of course.
It's bad.
This is God ordained.
No. It is not as God ordained. God did not mean people to be property, Clarence. God meant for people to be free. Where I come from, everybody is free.
Well, how can that be?
I mean, how can that be? Under the law, everyone is born equal. At least that's the way it's supposed to work, you know.
The next day, King Arthur takes Vivian out hunting, and Vivian says that she knows how to make him in England better.
England? Yes, England. Oh, it's not called that yet. In the future, your kingdom will be called England. It's sort of short for land of the Angles. You know, England, you know.
England? It pleaseth me. It trippeth most fluently from the tongue. This is deep prophecy, Vivian.
Well, sire, I also need 100 men. Because I'm working on a steam engine, which I believe will help me grind flour faster for the progress of Camelot.
And if you did thus, would it please me?
Absolutely, absolutely.
100 slaves?
No, not slaves, sir. Workers.
What is the difference?
Well, you pay workers, you don't... You know, we'll work on that. We'll talk about it.
Just granted.
And I want to talk about hygiene with them. I want to put in some new plumbing in the castle.
Sir Boss, you have but one life.
Yes, and I intend to live it, sire.
Later, a young maiden played by Paloma Beza comes in and enters Vivian's room. Her name's hard to pronounce, so I'm just gonna call her Sandy, and Vivian asks her to live in the castle and be her cook.
Pay you 2 coins a week. If you want the job, go let your parents know.
Thank you.
Okay.
Vivian then has Clarence find Sandy a room, and so he does.
This is where you will live.
This is a room for a noble lady, not a slave. I need nothing more for sleeping than a corner in the kitchen behind the stove.
You're an apprentice of the great Sir Boss now. You will not sleep in the kitchen with the dogs. Come.
Why am I favoured so? What is expected of me? I warn you, I will not submit to shame.
No one is going to shame you. Put your mind at rest. Do your duty to Sir Boss and all will be well.
Later, Vivian puts everybody to work at building a machine that mills flour.
Another time. I tried hard. Look, this whole, go ahead. This whole thing is not for me. This was supposed to be. Yeah, loosen it. All right, hold on there. Slow. John. It's off balance. It's off balance. You help. Here, over here.
Somebody then gets hurt. Vivian sends him to the infirmary and has everybody else get back to work. Clarence doesn't like this by saying that Vivian is treating them like slaves.
They are not slaves. They're well paid, they're well fed, and they're well housed.
Are they free to leave?
They do it every day, Clarence. They go home at night, they come back in the morning.
Like slaves?
No, not like slaves.
Well, how so not? Because they are your slaves?
Hey, we're building a future here.
Well, then why does it look worse than the past?
I don't know. I really don't know. But are you telling me we gotta stop everything because one man got hurt? You want progress? This is how you get it. Everybody works for the greater good of everyone else.
I can live without progress. I don't want to live without justice.
Well, la-ti-da, Clarence. You just created the first teenage rebellion.
Back in her room, Vivian's visited by Sandy.
Where is Clarence? Do you know?
I know not, my lady.
Look, what is going on? You know, I've got the greatest power any one person has ever had in the palm of my hand. I can get rid of misery. I can get rid of pain. I can make your lives better. What is going on with you people?
I know nothing of these matters. But I have learnt through you, Sir Boss, that to be free is to be seen, heard, spoken to, as no slave is. It would seem to me that to be ill-used thus, as a free man, is no better than being property.
Put that down over there.
Later, Vivian and Clarence apologize to each other, and Vivian can't figure out what went wrong with the machine.
Rumor has it that Merlin had something to do with it.
Merlin?
He's saying he put a hex on your machine.
Oh, get out of here, a hex. How would he hex me?
Before you, there was no one to challenge his magic.
What? He is nothing but... Oh. See, I was getting ready to snap. You know what it is? I just need to have some fun. I need to loosen up, you know?
A joust?
Later comes a jousting tournament, and Sir Lancelot, played by James Coombs, wins the first round.
20 years a knight and never been unhorsed. There's never been a warrior like Lancelot. And methinks there never will be.
Not since you rode into battle, my lord.
Oh, days gone by, my dear. The people champion younger men now. Youth is so attractive, don't you think?
During the second round, Sir Sagramore cheats.
Get at it! Did you see that? Did you see what he did? This guy, he lies, he cheats, he stinks.
Get up, Lancelot. Get up.
Fear not, Sir Boss. The joust is not yet over. It will be a cold day in Hades before the likes of Sagramore will defeat Lancelot in a trial of arms.
My eyes. I couldn't see.
During the third round, Lancelot does it without his helmet and wins. Vivian then tells Sagramore that his card at the round table was revoked for cheating. He then challenges her to a fight to the death.
Consider yourself challenged.
I must leave on the morrow to rescue a fair damsel trapped in a castle by a three-headed dragon. I shall return in a month.
Yeah, okay. And I'm a natural blonde.
He seeks time to plot another trick with Merlin.
When you get back, have your people call my people, okay?
Hey, I'm not finished with you yet.
And while I'm in a challenging mood, Your Highness, I'd like to challenge Merlin. I think he destroyed my flower wall.
Then you have been wrong. You have the right of challenge. So says the king.
Thank you, sir. Right on. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's a thing. Look.
Oh.
See? Yeah, and then it go right into the way.
Later in her room, Vivian shows Clarence dynamite.
You make it with gunpowder and putty. Gunpowder and putty. And you take a wick and you put it in like this. See? And then you put the wick in a stick. It's kind of like a poem. The wick in a stick. And then you light it, and then you toss it against anything you want to blow up, and it all goes kablooey and blows it to pieces.
Kablooey?
Yes, kablooey. Now, I made a couple of these in case Merlin gives us any trouble. But I've come up with a really good idea that I think will freak out that faker.
Vivian's later placed in a suit of armor, but she's having trouble adjusting to it.
Raise your arms, please, Sir Boss.
Okay, going back.
An excellent fit. Now, walk toward me, please.
All right, here I come. Here we go. Here we go.
She's then given a sword by the chief armorer, played by Steve Spires, but then she tries to raise it up.
I think I've had enough of this lesson for today. I'd like to be taken out of this suit because I'm starting to feel like a roasted turkey.
Sir Boss, this is combat armor. It is riveted on. It cannot be removed without destroying it.
You're kidding, right?
Kidding?
Yeah, kidding, you know. Like, ha, that's the joke. Look, I have to go to the bathroom.
Do that in the suit like everything else.
What?
Take Sir Boss to the knight's closet.
I'm not going to the knight's closet.
After going to the bathroom in the knight's closet, Vivian is told by Clarence that Sir Sagramore's to die by his hand and no others. She then asks him why, and he takes her to the graves of his family.
Mother, father, grandfather, my eldest sister and her new husband, and my sweet baby brother. All died on the same day 14 years ago. May they rest in peace in a world better than this.
I'm so sorry, Clarence. Was it the plague?
No. It was not the plague that took them.
Why are they buried here? There's a cemetery behind us.
Because the lord of this estate would not permit them burial on consecrated ground.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
My father was gamekeeper of this estate. And on my sister's wedding night, the lord rode up to the door and demanded his rights. Her husband, a freeman not of this estate, refused him. All paid with their lives that day, save me, 6 years old, who escaped into the forest.
Sir Sag?
From that day to this, I have dreamt of the day that I would have my vengeance on that black-hearted devil who repaid my family's loyalty so. I came to Camelot so that one day I could be a knight and have the right to challenge him.
You challenge me, Clarence. What do you want me to do, chicken out?
No.
That night, Vivian asks Arthur why he doesn't arrest Sir Sagramore for killing Clarence's family 14 years ago.
It is a noble knight's word against that of a common freeman. No, not even yet a man. Thus, his account has no merit. Second, even if his account were to be believed, within it is the evidence that no crime was committed. It was a punishment. Oh, yes, in my mind, far too harsh and cruel, but still a punishment and not a crime.
I can't believe you're saying this.
Did the boy not say that the Lord was refused his right of first night?
Yes, but
that is a terrible offense against the king's law, meriting death to him who so insults that law.
Well, who made this king's law? You?
It is as ancient as the land itself.
But you're the king. You can change them.
Oh, the king must uphold all laws.
The next day, Sandy approaches Clarence, sees that he's upset, and he tells her why.
Can I help?
There's nothing anyone can do.
Sorry I disturbed you.
Wait. I'm sorry. It is not you that causes me this anguish and grief.
Surely Sir Boss is not the cause of your malady.
Surely she is. If she fights Sir Sagramore on the morrow, she will be dead.
No.
And I will it to be so.
Clarence, no. Why?
If she defeats Sir Sagramore, she must kill him. And if he dies, I will never revenge my family or restore my honor.
Surely you cannot wish her to die.
No. I love her as I would my mother.
Then you must not wish this terrible thought.
My mind is torn asunder.
Then heed your heart.
What do you mean?
Did you not confess your love for Sir Boss?
Yes, I did.
Love is stronger than revenge.
Later during the slaughter, Sir Sagramore shows up, and so does Vivian without her armor.
Look, she has no armor.
Nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Sir Boss, you have forgotten your armor.
Oh, no, I haven't. I don't need it.
Oh, Sir Boss, you cannot fight without armor. You will be cut to pieces.
Oh, no, honey, Bruce Lee. Yeah, no, never mind. You'll see.
Sir Boss has chosen to dispose of this challenge by means of hand-to-hand combat with broadswords. Does this satisfy Sir Sagramore?
Completely.
Then let God grant justice be done.
The fight then begins.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So Vivian wins, and Clarence reveals to everybody that Sir Sagramore killed his family years ago.
I am the son who escaped into the dark, and tonight I will have my vengeance, though I pay for it with my life.
He lies! Silence! The boy does not lie. I have been told of this dark deed, and I decree he has the right of challenge.
My queen, will this low-born scoundrel be permitted to challenge a knight of the Round Table? His challenge is an insult!
Silence, I say!
Your Highness, he's just a kid.
What say you, boy? Is it your desire to fight to the death?
Clarence then fights with Sagramore. causes a chandelier to fall onto Sagramore. Clarence makes him confess, which he does, and he's then given all the lands and properties that used to belong to Sagramore, whose fate is now in Clarence's hands.
How will you exact your vengeance on this unworthy knight?
Now the moment has come, I find justice sweeter than revenge. Let him be tried by his former peers of the Round Table, whose honor he has so sullied.
Well said, boy. And be assured, justice he shall receive.
Later, Vivian asks King Arthur to let her go outside the gates of Camelot.
And your challenge to Merlin?
Well, I'll take care of him when I get back, if I can go.
This is very wise. 'Tis a valiant notion. It charms me.
Thank you, sire.
Yes, what tales we'll tell, eh, Sir Boss?
We? Who we? We?
I shall accompany you.
Oh, no, sire, look, now, I cannot be responsible for you. It's just that...
Enough. I have spoken. We leave at dawn.
Not dressed like that, we don't.
The next day, Vivian, Clarence, and King Arthur head out.
It's kind of pretty.
Sir Boss, tell me about yourself.
Well, I come from a place called the United States of America, and it's quite wonderful. I'll tell you about you if you want. Do you know they wrote a musical about you?
In a forest, some slave traders show up.
Ye ill-mannered rogues! Stand ye before me and meet your fate for your insolence!
I knew bringing him along was a bad idea.
Now,
come on!
highway vermin, unhand me. I wish to address them.
My lord, those are slave traders. If they catch us, they could sell us into slavery.
Don't waste your time looking for them. We'll find them soon enough.
At the castle, Sir Lancelot takes Queen Guinevere, played by Amanda Donahoe.
I cannot go on without confessing my love for you.
I love Arthur.
I love him too. That's why this is so difficult. Tell me you feel nothing for me and I will away.
You know already. This cannot be.
Why, out of the whole kingdom, must it be you?
Passion knows no reason.
If it were only passion, I could banish it from my mind. But it is deep within my heart. Kiss me, this once, that I may know it. Never again.
If I should kiss you once, I would never stop.
In the forest, Vivian tells Clarence and Arthur that they need to start cringing.
Head down, knees bent, shoulders hunched, hands in front. Then you scurry around like you got somewhere to go real fast.
She looks like a crippled goat.
I heard that. Now say somebody's coming, you see them, jump to the side of the road. See, I got you, didn't I? Everybody jump?
No, I was...
Were you late?
I was right, not at all, no.
Your Majesty, you were late.
Later, Vivian, Clarence, and Arthur are captured by those slave traders and taken to the dungeon. But luckily, with Vivian's pocket knife, she manages to free herself and Clarence, who head back to Camelot and asks Guinevere to help Arthur.
This sorceress you serve has brought nothing but trouble to Camelot from the dark day she arrived. And if the king's very life hangs by a thread, as you say, how do we know it is not her doing? How do we know you have not come to lure great Lancelot to his death, so that none may oppose her in her ambitions?
I swear to you, Your Highness, every word I speak is simple truth.
Do you take me for a fool?
Leave us.
Guinevere then talks to Lancelot.
Would the great knight Arthur, warrior amongst warriors, dress himself as a peasant and allow himself to be hung as a slave? No! No, this cannot be true. And if it is true, then he is most surely bewitched.
I must go to him. I am honor-bound.
You are honor-bound to protect Camelot, even if it be from the king himself. Would you surrender this kingdom to a sorceress who rules the mind of your king?
I shall send help to him.
And what if the king they rescue is no longer the man we both love?
You speak of love. But I fear it may not be love for your king which speaks the loudest.
And if it is not?
As Vivian and Arthur are about to be hanged, Clarence shows up and saves them. At the castle in Camelot, Guinevere tells the crowd some dire news.
Some days ago, the king left Camelot to go adventuring under the influence of the mad witch, Sir Boss. I have now been told that the king is dead. Hanged as a common brigand under her evil spell.
What have we done?
We must carry this through now.
Then, as Lancelot and Guinevere are about to take the throne, Vivian, Clarence, and Arthur return.
My lord? My lord, my heart is filled with joy that you are safe.
Long live Arthur, King of the Angles.
Arthur then gives a speech.
This is my queen, who I love with all my heart. And this is Lancelot, who I also love. They have fought dragons this day, as I have, and have been saved by God, as I have been saved from ignorance by Sir Boss, and from death by this young man.
He then knights Clarence, who tells him that he loves Sandy and asks Arthur to consent their marriage.
If she is worthy in your eyes, then she is worthy in ours.
Bring food, bring drink, play music. King Arthur is back on his throne.
Your Highness, forgive me. Please, not the house band, because they're really bad. Let me go get my music. Oh, thank you so much. I'd like to show you a little tradition that we have in my country when we're celebrating. And this is a celebration. And it goes like this. No, it's okay. It's okay. Come on.
Then, while everybody's celebrating, Merlin shows up and sends Vivian back to the present. Merlin then shows up in her lab.
Am I really back?
Oh, yes.
Why? Why? I had so much I wanted to do. I wanted to make canals. I wanted to make flushing toilets.
Too soon. Much too soon. But thanks to you, Arthur became the king who set the world on the long road to freedom. And free men will bring new light to the world. The Dark Ages will be over.
You orchestrated all of this, didn't you?
Merlin's then about to leave, and Vivian asks to go with him.
Well, now, I could use an apprentice.
No pointy hat?
No pointy hat.
Cool.
Where do you want to go?
Where I want to go? I want to go everywhere. I want to meet Einstein. I want to meet Nostradamus, Caesar and Cleopatra, George Washington, Albert Einstein. I want to go anywhere.
And that was A Night in Camelot. My thoughts? It's really good. In the end, I'm going to give this film 4 stars out of 5. Well, that's it for A Night in Camelot. Be sure to tune in next week when I'll be reviewing the Disney movie based on a Fantasia segment and stars Nicolas Cage and Jay Baruchel. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to tell your friends about me, leave some questions in the comments below, subscribe, and hit that like button.
I love that.